What is up, YouTube, and welcome to episode 62 of the Chaos Daily. Let's get into it. So, we're doing a bit of a show and tell today, like we did yesterday and the day before. So I got lots of posts arriving today, lots of posts to post all over. But before we get into that, I want to get into the stuff that I printed for the camera mount. That's all done. We got all the different parts here. You saw them in the CAD yesterday, and I don't know if it's me or if it's just how good this printer is, but all the tolerance fits are perfect. All the tolerance fits are just perfect. It's so good. So I mean, listen to this. Am I right? Like, come on. It's almost like I planned it. So yeah, I'm going to put this together and get it mounted on the tripod so that I'm not using the janky wood clamps anymore, and we can get better setup. Also, a good thing to note, you'll probably notice the lighting is a bit different. There's a lot more diffused, more warm, sort of good light. And that's because my light panels arrived. I ordered a bunch of these off AliExpress. I ordered 3 of them for $40. Money well spent. I've got 2 of them hooked up there already. They're doing all the work. I'm probably going to use this one in the office for when I'm recording instead of using this silly little ring light. I'm still using the ring light because when you're recording video, you can never have too much light. No, that's not true. You can, but for the most part, light is good. Light is your friend. Have lots of light. So yeah, these are awesome. They're amazing. They have really weird power. They run off the mains power, so you 240 volts, and then it outputs 57 volts at 300 milliamps. So yeah, me and my dad opened up one of these and had a look at what was inside, and it looks like one of those fancy light ballasts you get for LED lights for in ceilings. What's inside here though is, well, let's just say we understand why it was so cheap now. These lights are in, they look good, so I'm super happy with that. They're amazing. They're really good light color, really nice diffuse light, and nice and powerful. So let's get back to the camera stuff. The camera mount, which I can't show you with the camera because I'm recording with it. So, that all fits. It lines up in there. I've used the resin to mount to that little black ring in the cutout that I made for it. It was off by about a ½ millimeter that way, I think. I think it's just the way when I mounted it, it set a little bit too far this way, but it's still centered enough to work, which is fine. All of the fits for this piano hinge, that all works nicely. Let's pop the carbon fiber rod in there. So that just press fits in, just like that. I did have to do a bit of sanding in that with these parts, but I designed it that way because I wanted to dial in the amount of friction that it had so that I could get just the right amount of stickiness to it so that it would hold its place. So yeah, this now mounts onto the end of this, like so. And then this bit, this is this part here, this is the quick attach piece for the tripod. So that one goes like so, and that's also going to be very tight. I might have to ream that one just a little bit so I don't break those ridges, but I'll do that later. And then there's a third one in the middle. Now, because when this thing is at full extension, it's quite long. So I figured I should probably counterbalance the weight on the other side so that, you know, we don't have tripods falling over. So I have this additional third hole in the middle where I can stick one of these rods and then put some kind of counterweight on the other end so that it counterbalances the weight on the tripod. So I'm going to quickly put that together and get it assembled, get it on the tripod and try using it, and we can have a go at playing with a couple of lenses. I think I'm going to put one of the filter lenses on so that we can get better color gradation in here. Much better color gradation now with these lights. So yeah, everything should be really good. Now that I have good lighting in that, I will be able to gradate the color on my videos and get much better quality. So yes, I'm super excited about it. I'm happy. Like, it's been bugging me for ages that I haven't been able to get that next level of quality on the videos. So video quality, audio quality wise, we are now set. We're good. We are ready to roll. So let me get this all put together and we'll catch you in a bit. And there we go. That is so much better. Like, so much easier to use it now. Like I don't have stuff in the way of the screen, so I can set up my shots better. I can see what the camera is actually seeing. It's so much better. Just handling it, dealing with it, everything. Oh, I don't know why I didn't do this sooner. Oh, that's right. I didn't have the lenses and stuff to do it properly. It helps when you've got the physical stuff in your hands to get measurements and things. It really does. Anyway, so yeah, let's get back to it. Some other stuff arrived in the post. The rest of the carbon fiber wrap, the vinyl wrap arrived, so I will be finishing off the curing chamber. At the moment, I've only got the one set of lights in because the panels are loose. They're not actually attached to it yet, and I can't attach the panels until I've got all the wrap on the panels. And then once the wrap's on the panels, I can attach the LEDs, and then I can attach the panels to the box, and then I can wire up the rest of the wiring for the LEDs because I have to get in there and solder them. I've only got the one panel done so far, which is this one, and I had to stop because I ran out of carbon fiber wrap. So now that I've got the rest of the carbon fiber wrap, I can install this one, wrap the other two, install those. That's next with the carbon fiber wrap that arrived today. That'll be tonight's job probably. What else arrived? The little vice clamp things. I ordered these on AliExpress for like $3 each. Metal construction, and they're die cast aluminum. They feel like die cast aluminum or some kind of aluminum zinc something, some cheap cast aluminum. Yeah, they're decent quality. They're decent enough. They come with these little lugs and stuff, but I'm not too bothered about. These are going to be somehow attached to these panels, these bits of aluminum that I've got sitting around. They are going to be part of this. So this is one of my work trays. It's on wheels, so I can move it around the place. At the moment, I've had it in my office because I'm pulling measurements or stuff. So these are going to be the NEMA 23 drivers and carriages for the gantry for the tensile testing machine, and that's what these are for. So Stefan from CNC Kitchen, he had these wood blocks that he made his own vice clamp things. I'm going to be using these somehow. I haven't figured out the arrangement or the geometry of everything just yet, but yeah, so that's what those are for. They've arrived for this, and you can see here is the 500 kilogram tensile testing rig jig strain gauge, the 500 kilogram strain gauge, and here is the other one. So this is all on this cart. All the parts and stuff for this cart are being sort of gathered and collected as I figure out what components I'm using, and then I can go from there and do the design. So that pretty much covers it. Lights, camera, action. We got all the bits and stuff arriving now, so I can move forward on the other projects that have sort of just been sitting in the background, because I have talked a lot about doing all of the tensile testing for different ratios and variations of Siraya tech resins, and we are now one step closer to doing that. So hopefully you guys like the new setup with the lights and everything. I'm getting better at getting the audio in here working correctly. The last episode turned out really well. I think the secret is just to not talk as loud. When I talk louder, you pick up the echo, I think. So I think that's what the issue is. But yeah, so I'm gonna now go fire up the printer and get the next section of the wings printed, because I have to have this off to do the recording out here, and this thing has been running pretty much non-stop since I got it. I have changed the FEP sheet in the vat. So that happened last night after I edited and uploaded the video. I came back out here, drained the vat, cleaned it out, and then reinstalled the vat. Now have a listen to this. Yeah, I got that nice and tight. That's pretty tight. Yeah, that's a nice tight vat. High-pitched sound, good high-pitched sound. Anyways, so yeah, that's been changed out. So I did the printing for all of the camera gear on the new FEP sheet, and that turned out really well. I only had one failure, and again, I think it is the LCD screen or a combination of the LCD screen and some of my settings. I think I've drifted too far in some of the settings, maybe. Like I said, waiting to hear back from Siraya Tech. But the last print that I did to reprint the pit that failed, printed fine. There was a little bit of weirdness here, but this is initial layer. So that tells me it's probably a settings issue, because this is the first few layers here that are detached from the build plate and then being caught back up again at a later stage. The rest of it seems fine, so I'm not too sure what this overhang, this flashing is here, what causes that. And the rest of the print was fine. There's no other errors or issues anywhere else on the print. It was just that initial layer. So I do think it's just the LCD screen that's just doing some wonky stuff maybe. Who knows? The print came out fine, it printed fine. Everything looks good, so I'm happy. Anyways, so we'll leave it here for today's episode. Nice and short for you guys, just let you know what's arrived in the post, what the plans are. I now have to go get this finished, do a whole bunch of recording for that, and then that will be probably one of the first episodes for the Resin Engineer, the custom UV curing chamber. everywhere. What do you guys think? You guys want that on here, or should I do a practice run first? Do the UV curing video here on this channel, and like, if it meets your guys' standard and quality, then I'll go with that kind of video format for the new channel, or should we just wing it and put the UV curing chamber build on the new channel? Let me know down in the comments. So as always, I've been Chaos. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you watch the video twice. Go subscribe to my other channel or this one if you haven't already. And as always, expect the unexpected. And I will see you guys next time.
And a special thank you to all my patrons that help support the channel. If you would also like to support the channel, there's a link in the description.